is the International Women's Day. Today's podcast deals with the woman. Let me start with a quote by Malala Yousafzai. Every girl, no matter where she lives, no matter what her circumstance, has a right to learn. Every leader, no matter who he or she is, or the resource available to him or her, has a duty to fulfill and protect this right. Everything seems good on paper. But what is the real situation today? Let me narrate a real life incident for you. A 25-year-old woman was harassed by her in laws for dowry. Even her brother refused to help, and in fact, he warned her not to knock on his door, even if the in laws were to take her life. She committed suicide. This was in the year 2015. And the in laws and the husband are free. Perhaps he is married again to get more dowry. Are these things changing? Marginally, perhaps, but there is hope. Let me give another example. Rekha was married in 2015. She was given 2 lakhs as dowry and a washing machine. By 2016 March, the in-laws started demanding 10 lakhs more. Rekha was beaten up. In June, Rekha ends her life. The matter went to court, and in 2021 February, the court found both the mother-in-law and husband guilty and sentenced them to life imprisonment. Not just this, they were fined to the tune of 2.5 lakhs. Yet another incident. 5 college lecturers had gone to Osmania University, Hyderabad, for a conference from Mumbai. They were standing on the balcony admiring the sunset. Along comes male principal, and he sits on the parapet and asks one of the lecturers by name to come to him to view the sunset, stating that it looks better from here. The lady in question refused politely. The consequence, she was to be confirmed, and that was not granted by him. She resigned. Anybody in dire need of a job would have perhaps given in. Do such things happen? Of course. So, overall, the picture is quite bleak. Gender inequalities are still deep rooted in our society. Women suffer from lack of access to decent work and face occupational segregation and gender wage gaps. In many situations, they are denied access to basic education and healthcare, and they are victims of violence and discrimination. Gender-based violence has led many a hapless girl child into devastating physical and mental status. Women are at risk from their own family members, neighbors, rather than strangers. Domestic violence is one of the most prevalent violence meted out to a woman. Dowry deaths, as mentioned earlier, are a result of this violence. Female feticide is common in India, where it is believed that a son is required to pass on the family lineage. To stop this malpractice, sex determination test of the fetus is banned in India. As an answer to these terrible social ailments, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao was introduced with the hope of empowering women. Why is empowering girls and women so important? They are also able to fuel sustainable economies and benefit societies and humanity at large. The best tool is education. Educating girls and women increases the country's productivity and contributes to the economic growth. A woman with education can get a better job with higher wages and has the effect of addressing gender imbalances in the labor force. Educated mothers are better informed about sanitation, nutrition, and immunization for their children, leading to fewer child deaths from preventable diseases such as diarrhea, pneumonia, and malaria, or from malnutrition. Girls' education helps to reduce population growth. Educated women have fewer pregnancies and are also less likely to become pregnant as teenagers. Girls who are better educated are less likely to be married as children and are more likely to have opportunities for a healthier and a more prosperous life for themselves and their families. What are the barriers to girl education? Many girls begin working as early as 5 years old. mainly in agriculture or in homes as domestic servants. Child domestic workers have limited or no access to education as employers very often do not allow them to enroll in schools. Due to inadequate water, sanitation, and hygiene facilities, the girls can spend up to about 6 hours each day collecting water. That leaves them no time to attend school. These girls, who often go to school, drop out and when they start to menstruate because there is no safe place to keep clean at school. Child marriage and pregnancy also lead to school dropouts. How can gender sensitization be introduced in schools? Every school should introduce gender sensitization. NCERT has developed books across subjects infusing gender sensitization. Stop saying, you boy, you are not a girl, don't cry, and such statements. Tear glands are to be used and they are present in both boys and girls. Teach a boy to respect a girl, he will grow up to be a husband who will respect the wife. Thank you. See you next Wednesday.